Hi, welcome to Live Your Dream TV, the coolest place on the web for entrepreneurs to be inspired, educated, and entertained. My name is Carbo, and I'll be your host today. We have a very cool guest today, Abby Peterson of Seeds and Sprouts, and she's going to teach us a little bit about incorporating healthy living styles into our family life. Thanks. Welcome to the show.
Thanks.
Awesome. So you have Seeds and Sprouts. And why don't you tell us a little bit about just what it is in general, and then we'll dig in a little bit.
Okay. Seeds and Sprouts Wellness is a family wellness and nutrition program designed for parents to really change the lives of their children and make them better. So we offer a lot of group classes around nutrition and wellness. We also offer acupuncture, family-friendly acupuncture. And we also do individual family coaching for families who really need more in-depth coaching to change the way their kids eat and live. You know, parents can home from work, kids are tugging at their legs, they haven't seen them all day. You know, how do you make a healthy dinner without just, you know, throwing the chicken nuggets in the toaster oven and slapping them on the table?
That's a default, you know, do what's fastest, and fastest is not the healthy one.
Fastest is not always healthy, but you can have a very well-rounded, very healthy dinner on the table in 20 minutes. It takes 20 minutes to, you know, grill or bake some chicken or fish, make some rice, and steam some vegetables, and you have a healthy dinner in 20 minutes. It's really knowing before you walk in the door what you're going to be making. We have 7 different classes that we offer. 6 of them are topic-based, so we have topics such as, you know, breakfast, eating a healthy breakfast. We have, you know, getting the right amount of protein and fiber. We do one
fiber.
Around,
excellent. I'm glad we covered that.
We do one about fruits and vegetables. We do the basis of our our style of what we teach is called traffic light eating. So it's breaking up foods into green, yellow, and red light foods. And it's a really great way to get the whole family involved. Those classes. Then we have one that's sort of a 2-hour class that's a little bit longer. That's like a summary of all the classes. And we'll be offering those on webinar format later on this month.
Great. Save some time for the parents,
Save some time for newsletter. We do a monthly newsletter. And we have we have a bunch of different sections. One is that's become really popular is a question and answer. So you can actually email us questions and we'll answer them in the newsletter. We'll highlight one. And then if we don't get to your question, we'll email you back as well. We'll have some seasonal appropriate things. Like this last month we had, you know, links to find good hikes for the family in the area.
Perfect.
So really just ways to get the people moving. We always include a recipe. That's family friendly and healthy. And then an article, just something that's either popped up in the news or something that's related, things like that.
And then you also mentioned that you kind of give a free giveaway for lunches and stuff like that.
Sign up for the newsletter on our website. You get a free week of lunches, which is, I know, for me, I'm still like, you know, come Friday, like, what do I make for lunch for my kid? Especially if you have dietary restrictions either from the school or with your child. So we do offer, and then we also offer tips with that on how to formulate a healthy lunch.
That's good.
So a big part of what we do, which I didn't mention, is not only talking about what you should be eating, but really creating strategies around how to get your kids on board. Because oftentimes we know what we should be feeding them. It's a matter of, you know, they've created their macaroni and cheese chicken nugget way of being, and we really give you strategies on how to change that.
Well, as you guys know, we have 3 kids, Mick and I, 11, 9, and 7. And, you know, you come around the dinner table after everybody doing whatever they did during the day separately, and you really want that to be like a peaceful time. But when you're sitting down with like, I don't like that, do I have to eat that? And this kid's like, you know, like not wanting to swallow the food, and there's, you know, they're going to get sick or something like that, and they're crying, and like, you know, all this is going on, and you're trying to have like the nice conversation around the dinner table and what'd you do at school today and all this stuff, and it's like drama. It's hard to get through. You know, we definitely need to incorporate some strategies and make the transitions fun for the children so that the adults can actually digest their food well.
Peaceful. And a big part of the message that we send is that, we want to create positive experiences
Yes.
around food.
Yes.
It shouldn't be like, you have to, a negative.
Yeah.
If you don't, then you will.
Right.
So
Okay,
we really
good.
want to keep it positive. All of our approaches are positive.
Perfect.
Reinforcement approaches.
Good. That sounds very exciting. And so what I'm thinking, when we were talking earlier, I was like, okay, workshops, get the information, know what's right and what's wrong, use some strategies, but then recipes, what am I actually going to put on the table? So you've come up with, you have the recipes that you give out at the workshops. And
we have recipes during all of our workshops, and if they're in-person workshops, then you can actually sample them. And if they're webinars, you can get the recipes.
Right.
And then we include recipes in our, like I said, in our newsletter.
Perfect.
And then, we do meal makeovers, and we're going to be doing more and more of that.
That's cool.
Because we get a lot of requests for that.
Yeah.
So, how to make macaroni and cheese healthy, and how to make your own chicken nuggets and things like that. So.
Perfect. Yeah, yeah. I had asked Abby about desserts because obviously we want to give our kids desserts and we want to have desserts ourselves. But how to make healthy brownies, is my number one question.
Yep.
So stuff like that. I know you can, one thing that we do at home is like get the shortbreads and then put a bunch of fruit and berries and stuff on them and then make the homemade whipped cream.
Yep.
With you can use very little sugar and it still is sweet enough with the fruit and stuff like that. I think that's a great alternative.
Absolutely.
But if we can have 30 of those under our belt instead of one,
Right.
my kids are starting to really enjoy cooking themselves. So I'd ask you about, are you doing anything with cooking classes?
Yeah, upcoming, I think in the summer we'll do a few cooking classes, when parents and kids are more around. It's a great time. Having your kids involved in the cooking process, as young as 2, I'd say my son is 2.5, and he loves to swirl eggs around in the pan, or just even hand-me things, hand-me measuring things, or, I'll pour something in a measuring cup and he'll dump it in.
Yeah.
When kids are involved in the process, they're a lot more likely to want to eat it because it's their creation. Soup. Whenever I'm home making, chili or something, he's always right there.
Yeah.
So absolutely getting them involved. If you can just sort of take a deep breath when they're, fighting you because they want your attention and you're trying to make dinner, if you could just say, well, come up and help me.
Yeah.
It takes a little bit of patience, but and I know you just want to get it done as fast as you can, but sometimes, if you just get them involved, it can give you a few minutes of breathing room.
So how can the folks at home get the newsletter today? Where would they go?
They can go on to our website, which is seedsandsproutswellness.com.
Okay.
And on our website, we have a link to sign up for the newsletter. They can also email us at seedsandsprouts@gmail.com and ask for a newsletter that way.
Good.
And either way, they'll be added to our list.
Awesome.
And if they go on through the website, then you can get the free week of lunches as well.
Oh, okay, good. Good. Awesome. So I think what you're doing with the Seeds and Sprouts Wellness is great for kids, but I mean also it's kids are going to do what we do, and they're going to follow us. So it's making the whole family healthy.
Absolutely.
I love that. Yeah.
It starts kids model what their what their parents do. But they really do model what you do, and they notice. And so if you're, just giving them the chicken nuggets or just giving them the macaroni and cheese because you're not ready to make your own meal at that time.
Right.
Or just because what they know, it's really, they feel separate from you. Mm-hmm. When you include them in the good foods that you're eating, they feel part of it.
Yeah.
So you're really not only giving them healthier choices, but you're including them in part of the whole family and saying you're just as important as your spouse, and really making it a family event.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah.
So good nutrition starts at the beginning.
Yeah.
I had mentioned before, a big reason why we got into this, me and my partner, is because we're both acupuncturists and we see a lot of adult clients and the effects that poor nutrition has had on their health. And it really is important to start at the beginning.
I would like to get a little tip or a tidbit of information from you regarding, most of our viewers are entrepreneurs, and so we're leading busy lives, and we're working late, and we're wearing many hats. And so, really taking the time to get something healthy on the table, how could you help us with that?
Like I said, planning ahead is probably the biggest thing. A lot of people, like my sister, who is has a full-time job, both her husband, and has 2 small children. Okay. She constantly struggles with this. She doesn't want to spend her Sundays cooking for the week. Right. And that's a big tip that people often is, cook for your week on Sundays. Well, that's like one of her days that she has with the kids all day. So, and they're 3 and 1. So, But you can do small things like cut vegetables. You could take, an hour and just cut some vegetables, or, portion out things that you're going to be doing, defrosting meat or chicken, and really preparing. So saying, I know Monday I'm going to have this, Tuesday I'm going to have this, Wednesday I'm going to have this. Maybe at least just 2 or 3 days in advance.
Right.
A crock pot is a great way to think ahead. Throw it in the night before, it's ready the next day, or throw it in that morning before work if you get up that early. And if you have kids, involving them in the process. So, telling your 3-year-old or 2-year-old you can, have small things to cut, or portioning out, or, getting water in the pot, things like that. So involving them in the process as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Abby. We've learned a lot from her today, and I'm excited to dig in a little bit more with the Season Sprouts and get the newsletter myself. I hope you guys are too. I think we can learn a lot of easy tips that can really, really improve our health and the habits that we're creating for our children, which is huge. Changing habits is very difficult, so it's so much easier to start now.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Do you have a question of the day for us?
Sure. I would like to ask, why is healthy eating, and why should it be important to you and your life and your family?